You can support me by turning on notifications, subscribing to my channel, and liking the video. Waiting for your comments. Invisible custodians of our planet, astonishing microscopic organisms that quietly sustain our world, might sound like a line from a science fiction novel, but it's grounded in the very real marvels that exist right beneath our noses, organisms so small we can't see them with the naked eye, yet so influential they help drive entire ecosystems and global processes. Whenever we think of life on Earth, our minds often leap to majestic whales reaching the oceans or towering redwood forests scraping the sky. Yet hidden in the soil beneath those trees, drifting in ocean currents, and even floating in the air we breathe, countless microscopic beings quietly go about their tasks, enabling life as we know it to flourish. From the smallest bacteria that cycle nutrients in the soil to the algae that generate a large share of our planet's oxygen, these diminutive entities are often overlooked but are no less than the planet's silent custodians. Scientists estimate that a single pinch of garden soil can contain billions of bacteria, countless fungi, protozoa, and archaea, all intertwined in a microscopic web of life. Their interactions are so dense and complex that the soil effectively becomes a living skin over Earth's terrestrial surface, shaping fertility, cleaning water, and storing carbon. Such a pinch might hold hundreds or thousands of different species coexisting, competing, and cooperating. Some fix nitrogen from the air, turning it into forms plants can use, while others break down tough plant materials like cellulose, enabling nutrients to be recycled. If we could zoom in on a speck of soil, we'd see a frenzied metropolis where organisms are perpetually devouring, reproducing, and dying, a continuous dance that keeps the ground beneath our feet teeming with energy. And it doesn't stop at the soil. Huge swaths of the ocean's surface host blooms of phytoplankton, the microscopic algae that harness sunlight via photosynthesis. Though individually invisible to the eye, collectively, they form the basis of the marine food chain, supporting everything from tiny krill to giant whales. One could say they're the oceanic equivalent of forests on land, generating oxygen and locking away carbon. Indeed, these minuscule algae are credited with producing at least half of the oxygen on Earth, allowing us and other terrestrial creatures to breathe. The next time you take a deep breath, consider that you owe it, in part, to a massive, silent bloom of phytoplankton drifting somewhere in the sunlit waters. Among these phytoplankton dwell zooplankton, tiny, often translucent creatures that feed on the algae and become prey for larger marine life. Far from meaningless specks, these microanimals can be mesmerizing under a microscope. Many glow with bioluminescence, lighting up ocean waters at night in ghostly displays. Then there are the archaea, those ancient life forms once grouped with bacteria, but now recognized as a distinct domain of life. Some archaea thrive in extreme conditions, near boiling hydrothermal vents on the seafloor or highly acidic hot springs. Their enzymes are so robust that biotech companies employ them for specialized processes. Yet archaea aren't confined to extremes. They also reside in our guts, assisting with digestion, hinting at the intricate ways these invisible neighbors quietly support life. Microbes also serve as the Earth's hidden chemists, transforming elements, detoxifying pollutants, and balancing greenhouse gases. Consider methanotrophs, bacteria that consume methane, a potent greenhouse gas. They act as natural mitigators of methane emissions, limiting the impact on our atmosphere. Or the nitrogen fixers that transform inert nitrogen gas into vital compounds for plants to build proteins. Indeed, the entire nitrogen cycle, so critical to agriculture and life, hinges on the efforts of microscopic players. Without them, soil fertility would collapse, and our lush green landscapes would wither. Within the human body, too, microbes prove indispensable. Our gut microbiome, A bustling community of trillions of bacteria helps break down food and synthesize essential vitamins. Studies increasingly reveal how these hidden tenets influence mood, immune function, and overall health. In a sense, we are superorganisms shaped by the microscopic cohabitants we carry around at all times. However, the organisms that most people think of as germs aren't always harmful. Many are commensal or beneficial, and only a fraction are pathogenic. Our bodies house more bacterial cells than human cells by some estimates, a humbling reminder that the invisible custodians concept applies not only to the planet at large, but to us personally. Another realm where microscopic custodians shine is in waste management and pollution control. Bioremediation harnesses specialized bacteria and fungi to break down oil spills, heavy metals, and other contaminants. They digest toxins, converting them into less harmful compounds, effectively scrubbing our environment clean. In some wetlands, artificially constructed for wastewater treatment, microbes tackle sewage, filtering it until it's significantly purifying. This process, quiet and continuous, spares us from ecological disasters and stands testament to how reliant we are on minuscule living machines. And yet, despite their monumental role, these microorganisms often remain unnoticed, overshadowed by larger, more charismatic flora and fauna. The concept that entire kingdoms of life, thousands upon thousands of species, reside in a single drop of pond water is staggering. Just as astronomers ponder the infinite expanse of space, microbiologists peer into microcosms with a sense of wonder at the biodiversity hidden there. Each droplet could hold a drama of predator and prey, of symbiosis and competition, all unfolding within the blink of an eye. One breathtaking example is tardigrades, also known as water bears, tiny, plump creatures frequently found in moss or lichen. While not bacteria or archaea, they still exemplify the microscopic domain. Tardigrades can survive extremes of temperature, radiation, even the vacuum of space. Their resilience reminds us that these lesser-seen organisms often surpass larger creatures in adaptability. Their existence hints at the secret tenacity pulsing through micro-scale ecosystems. Of course, microbes can also be fearsome. Pathogens like the bubonic plague bacterium or viruses like influenza, how potent these invisible entities can be if they invade the wrong host. Epidemics and pandemics throughout history reveal the double-edged nature of microbial power. Yet focusing solely on that darker side would ignore the immeasurable good they do, liberating nutrients, purifying water, generating oxygen. Our planet's equilibrium hinges on them in ways we're still discovering. Modern science has begun to harness microbial capacities for sustainable innovations. From engineering strains that produce biofuels to breeding algae for carbon capture, these endeavors hold promise for mitigating climate challenges. Microbes might become allies in controlling greenhouse gas emissions or restoring damaged ecosystems once we decode and harness their capabilities responsibly. It is humbling that, despite centuries of study, we've only scratched the surface of microbial diversity. Metagenomics, sequencing all the genetic material in a given environment, regularly unveils hundreds of unknown species. Scientists jokingly say that for every new environment they sample, they uncover a fresh catalog of weird and wondrous microorganisms. This unseen frontier might be as vast as Earth's oceans or more so, lying right beneath our feet, on our skin, or swirling in the air. In a broader sense, recognizing microbes as custodians invites us to appreciate the interconnectedness of life. Our world isn't divided neatly between big animals, plants, and everything else. Instead, it's layered with countless forms, each contributing to the intricate web that sustains us. Even our daily breath depends on the synergy of photosynthetic microbes in the ocean. Every time we drop a banana peel in compost, microorganisms handle the decomposition, ensuring the cycle of life continues. Without them, life's tapestry would unravel. Through it all, these invisible guardians ask for no recognition. They don't roar or tower overhead, they quietly persist in the soil, water, and air, weaving the invisible scaffolding that upholds more conspicuous life. Perhaps that is the greatest testament to their power. They operate in stealth, rarely acknowledged, yet crucial beyond measure. The knowledge that entire constellations of microscopic life forms quietly sustain our planet can shift our perspective on conservation. Preserving habitats means more than saving charismatic mammals or ancient trees. It entails safeguarding the microbial communities that fuel each ecosystem's heartbeat. Pollution or climate change can alter microscopic communities in ways we barely understand, ultimately rippling outward to affect larger species. Realizing their importance fosters a more holistic approach to caring for our Earth. So, the next time you dig a spade into the garden soil or gaze across a green meadow, remember that an intricate, invisible world hums with relentless activity just beneath the surface. The next time you admire a vibrant coral reef or relish fresh produce, reflect on the countless microscopic creatures enabling those wonders. The guardians of our planet aren't always the majestic whales or towering elephants, but also the unassuming microbes that produce oxygen, recycle matter, and quietly shape the environment every moment of every day. In acknowledging them, we honor the complexity and genius of Earth's design, a design in which the smallest living things wield the greatest influence. After all, it's often said that if all microbes disappeared, higher life forms would perish swiftly, whereas if larger species vanished, microbes would likely continue unperturbed, rebuilding ecosystems over time. Indeed, these invisible custodians remind us that power and necessity don't always come in grand packages. Often, the strongest and most essential forces remain unseen, their stories told in hushes through scientific discovery and gentle awareness. And in that realization lies a deep reverence for the hidden symphony playing out across our planet at microscopic scale, an ongoing miracle that truly sustains our world.